What is going on, my friends? Sean O'Connell, Managing Director here at CinemaBlend, and as you guys know by now, and if you don't know by now, seriously, what are you guys doing here? We are up to Season 7, Episode 2 of a marathon run through every single episode of Game of Thrones before we get to the launch of Season 8. I committed to this bit a long time ago that I'm going to watch every single episode for the very first time, and man alive is it a marathon. But we're almost at the end. We're in the final stretch, and I can only say that because we have 61 episodes behind us and 6 episodes to go. So without further ado, we're going to dive into Episode 2 of Season 7, which is called Stormborn, which I believe has to do with our girl Daenerys. While I press play, you guys go down, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications. It helps us out. It helps you guys out, so you know when we're going to post our next video. On with the show.
Conquering Westeros would be easy for you, but you're not here to be Queen of the Ashes.
No. Who gave the order to kill me? Who hired the assassins?
I did what had to be done
To keep yourself alive.
Lord Varys has proven himself a loyal servant.
Proven himself loyal, quite the opposite.
Incompetence should not be rewarded with blind loyalty. As long as I have my eyes, I'll use them. If you let me live, I will serve you well. I will dedicate myself to seeing you on the Iron Throne because I choose you. Because I know the people have no better chance than you.
Swear this to me, Varys. If you ever think I'm failing the people, you won't conspire behind my back. You'll look me in the eye as you have done today, and you'll tell me how I'm failing them.
He can't make that promise. That's all he does
I
is
swear it, my queen.
conspire behind people's backs.
If you ever betray me, I'll burn you alive.
I would expect nothing less from the Mother of Dragons.
A Red Priestess from Ashai has come to see you.
Oh.
What does your lord expect from me?
Bosses bantis amazis, merikivio dolalaris os machagon contas.
I'm afraid I'm not a prince.
Your Grace, forgive me, but your translation is not quite accurate. That noun has no gender in High Valyrian, so the proper translation for that prophecy would be the prince or princess who was promised will bring the dawn.
And you believe this prophecy refers to me?
Prophecies are dangerous things. I believe you have a role to play. As does another. The king in the north, Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. I like Jon Snow, and I trusted him. And I am an excellent judge of character. If he does rule the North, he would make a valuable ally.
Tell Jon Snow that his queen invites him to come to Dragonstone. And bend the knee.
All dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes.
Fire kills whites, you told me. What breathes fire?
You're not suggesting Jon meet with her?
No, too dangerous. But what if the army of the dead makes it past the wall? Do we have enough men to fight them?
Some of you are bannermen of House Tyrell. But House Tyrell is in open rebellion against the crown. With their help, the Mad King's daughter has ferried an army of savages to our shores. We must stand together, all of us.
She has 3 full-grown dragons, Your Grace. How do you propose to stop them?
We are currently at work on a solution, my lord.
I'm a Tarly. That name means something. We don't stab our rivals in the back or cut their throats at weddings. I swore on oath to House Tyrell.
You swore an oath to the crown as well, Lord Tarly. Do you fight with us, or with foreign savages and eunuchs?
When you put it that way.
Apparently, one of Daenerys' dragons was wounded by spears in the fighting pits of Meereen. If they can be wounded, they can be killed. The finest artilators and blacksmiths in King's Landing have been laboring day and night, Your Grace. If you kindly pull that lever.
You better be a pretty accurate shot with that thing now. How long does it take to reload?
If
The
you
motley crew she's
I
got
am not
here.
here to be Queen of the Ashes.
They won't obey you unless they fear you.
I'm grateful to you, Lady Olenna, for your counsel. I'm grateful to all of you.
Lady Greyjoy will escort you home to Sunspear, and her Iron Fleet will ferry the Dornish army back up to King's Landing. The Dornish will lay siege to the capital. Alongside the Tyrell army, Two great kingdoms united against Cersei. For decades, House Lannister has been the true power in Westeros, and the seat of that power is Casterly Rock. Grey Worm and the Unsullied will sail for the Rock and take it.
Do I have your support? You have mine.
Dorne is with you, Your Grace.
Thank you all.
The lords of Westeros are sheep. Are you a sheep? No. You're a dragon. Be a dragon.
That's mean. What's he gonna do?
No.
Oh, come on.
I want to see you.
Aw, me too. Come on. We made it this far.
You're Jorah Mormont, the only son of Jeor Mormont. My name is Samwell Tarly, sworn brother of the Night's Watch, training to serve as maester at Castle Black. I knew your father. I was with him when he died. You're not dying today, Sir Jorah.
Have you ever done this before?
No. No one else will try it, so I'm the best you've got.
Oh. Oh, imagine doing that to a burn victim or someone.
Harry!
Hello, Hot Pie.
I thought you'd be heading for Winterfell.
Why would I go there? The Boltons have it.
No, the Boltons are dead.
See, this is gonna...
Jon Snow came down from Castle Black with a Wilding army and won the Battle of the Bastards. He's King of the North now.
This is where her path
You're lying.
Why
changes.
would I lie about that? He's your brother, right?
Go.
Thanks for the pie.
Go.
Friends don't pay. Can't believe I thought you were a boy. You're pretty.
Get it, Hot Pie.
Thanks.
This message was sent to me by Samwell Tarly. He was my brother at the Night's Watch. A man I trust as much as anyone in this world. He's discovered proof that Dragonstone sits on a mountain of dragonglass. I received this a few days ago from Dragonstone. It was sent to me by Tyrion Lannister.
Imagine that.
He is now Hand of the Queen to Daenerys Targaryen. She intends to take the Iron Throne from Cersei Lannister. She has a powerful army at her back, and if this message is to be believed, 3 dragons. Lord Tyrion has invited me to Dragonstone to meet with Daenerys. And I'm going to accept. We need this dragonglass, my lord. We know that dragonglass can destroy both White Walkers and their army. We need to mine it and turn it into weapons. But more importantly, we need allies. Daenerys has her own army, and she has dragonfire. I need to try and persuade her to fight with us.
Have you forgotten what happened to our grandfather? The Mad King invited him to King's Landing and roasted him alive. This isn't an invitation, it's a trap.
It could be.
We need the king in the north in the north.
You're abandoning your people. You're abandoning your home.
I'm leaving both in good hands.
Whose?
Yours.
Yours.
Father and brothers are gone, yet here you stand, king in the north. Last best hope against the coming storm.
Don't listen to a word he says,
You don't
John.
belong down here.
Yeah, exactly.
Forgive me.
Get your ass out of here.
We have never talked. You have many enemies, my king, but I swear to you, I'm not one of them.
Lie.
I love Sansa. As I loved her mother.
Touch my sister, and I'll kill you myself.
I'm so done with Baelish. I'm so done with him.
Nymeria?
Is that her direwolf? I have no idea. Is that a direwolf that she knows?
Nymeria, it's me. Arya, come with me. Come with me.
Come on, go, pup. And that scene meant what?
Euron.
Oh, come on. How many times does he cut?
Kill us! Get it over with!
Ah, come on, you cockless cowards. I have her. Come and get her.
He reeked out. All right, so Theon had a chance to show his courage, and Reek showed up instead. It feels like this season's moving much faster than the others, and I'm going to chalk it up to they only have 7 episodes, right? Because there's a lot of stuff happening. What's fun about having Dany in Westeros is that we get to see her having scenes with characters who we've grown to love over the previous 6 seasons, who are super intriguing, who can now be great characters to bounce off of Daenerys as she plots to overthrow Cersei and take on the throne. So we get her with the Red Priestess, Melisandre. She learns of Jon Snow. The show automatically takes a left turn that I wasn't anticipating, because for whatever reason in the back of my head, I kind of just thought that Dany and Jon Snow would be antagonists against each other, that Jon wouldn't trust her for whatever reason. But it's instantly setting them up as potential allies, in the fact that while Dany is very focused on taking the throne and waging war in the south, Jon sees her as a potential ally for the Great War, which he knows is coming north of the Wall. And that's pretty interesting. He can play both sides, or they can both play both sides against each other. Jon says we need allies, and Dany has no reason not to trust Jon Snow, or she's at least intrigued by Jon Snow from what she's heard about him from Melisandre. So they're setting up a meeting. Jon tells everybody in the north that he's going to go down there and accept this invitation from Tyrion and Dany. Of course, everyone in the north is pretty wary of him doing that because of history between the families, but Jon says, look, I'm going. You know, I have accepted this position as your leader, and I admire that, but I didn't want it, and you guys have told me that I'm going to lead. But he knows that there's dragon glass underneath Dragonstone, and he needs that badly, because that's the weapon that you can use against the White Walkers. So he puts Sansa in charge. He puts a little threat into Littlefinger, and off he goes to meet Dany, which is going to happen, I would assume, next episode. And that's what I mean by him saying things move really quickly. Like in previous Thrones seasons, that would be like a 4-episode arc. And we would keep bouncing around to different places, and we'd have to catch up with Dany, whatever city she was in, and we would check in on King's Landing. Now things are just happening. People are just moving around, and I admire that pace. I'm a fan of that pace. So Sam is trying to work on Jorah in an excruciating scene. Jorah's grayscale. They're told it's beyond their skills to repair, but Sam thinks he has a plan in place. And speaking of putting plans in place, Cersei has put a plan together to potentially fight off dragons, which is good. I mean, in true Lannister fashion, she's trying to think a few steps ahead of her enemies. And so if dragons show up at her doorstep, she now has a potential weapon that might be able to be used against Dany's secret weapon. Speaking of Dany getting great scenes with characters we've grown to love, she gets a scene with Lady Olenna. Terrific. Olenna giving her a warning on how to lead, how to listen to men in your charge, or not listen. Dany's got a motley crew. Olenna, Tyrion, the Greyjoys, it's just the Dornish party, the women of Dorne. And by the end of this episode, that plan, like, it almost goes to show Dany that, like, hey, it's not going to be so easy. You're not going to be able to land in Westeros and do whatever you want and essentially march on King's Landing and take it over. Cersei has plans in place. She's already sent Yoren Greyjoy to counter his niece and nephew before the Greyjoys and the Dornish can get to the south and march up from the south as Dany has planned with Tyrion on their big board. That plan has already been decimated through a very hasty and very vicious battle at sea. Euron Greyjoy triumphs because, again, Theon reeks out. So we catch up with Hot Pie. That was great. And he sets up a potential Arya reunion, sends her back to Winterfell. by saying, no, John is in charge of Winterfell now, and while John has left Winterfell, thereby denying me yet again the reunion of all these Stark kids that I'm dying to see. At the very least, next episode, we may get Sansa and Arya back together. So, a lot happening, and I really do admire the fact that this season seems to be rolling through. But while Dany is playing it safe for the most part, and it's funny that, like, it was Yara who said to her, like, if it were up to me, I'd be marching on King's Landing already. Well, guess what, girl? You were trying to sail south and follow Dany's plan, and your uncle got the better of you already. So I don't know how smart you are in battle. Dany is kind of playing it a little bit safer and strategically, and though Tyrion set up this plot in place, it's yet another sort of scaled idea of Tyrion's that's backfiring on him. So we'll see where that goes. But I'm really excited next episode to see the potential meeting in a way that I sort of said. It's great to see Dany getting a chance to interact with key characters from previous seasons. Jon and Dany being together in the same scene is going to be electric. Speaking of electric, very sweet scene with Grey Worm and Missandre. I know a lot of people have been sort of rooting for their romance together, and I think the show handled that really beautifully. So again, we're in the end game, sort of sprinting through the episodes that we have in season 7 as we get ready for season 8. That will be here on Sunday. I'll be back with a reaction to episode 3 of this season very soon. So to make sure that you do not miss that, go down, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and we'll find out what happens when the Mother of Dragons meets the Bastard of the North. I hope, anyway. I really want that to happen.